I'd like to take just a couple minutes and share a couple true stories with you about prepaid legal services, maybe help develop your belief in prepaid legal. About 18 months ago in Iowa City, Iowa, I'm from Iowa, I met a young lady who was having all kinds of financial problems. Matter of fact, a boyfriend of hers had taken a credit card and charged it out to the max and then left her. The credit card companies were calling her and everybody else. She was in debt. She was about to go under when I started talking with her. We sold her a prepaid legal membership, folks. On a courtesy referral, she was talking to the attorneys. As she was talking to the attorneys, I had the opportunity to watch a tear come out of her eye. A tear of hope came running down her cheek, and she looked at me as she was hanging up the phone, and she said, "Mr. Walker, God must have sent you." I told her, "You put that in writing, and I'm out of here." About 3 months later, I went back to this young lady's house, and I was sitting down, and when I knocked on the door, she said, "Mr. Walker, you got to come in. I've got to show you something." I said, "All right." I went in, I sat down, and I was playing with her little 5-year-old boy. And she come out of the back bedroom with a will in her hand. And she said, "Mr. Walker, they wrote my will. They did what you said they would do." And folks, that right there, prepaid legal would have never had to pay me a dime for that sale right there. I went back out to my car, and I got on the phone, and I called Mike Little, Mike and Nancy Little, some of the greatest people in prepaid legal services, and I said, "Mike, let me tell you a true story." And he said, "All right." I said, "Mike, back in 1970, in a town called Peoria, Illinois, there was a family there called the Nolenbergs. The Nolenbergs had 11 children. In this family, Mike, one day the father woke up and decided he didn't want anything to do with the family from that point on, and he left. The family never saw him again. Of course, the state of Illinois, in their wisdom, decided a few months later that the mother could no longer keep the kids. And they stepped in and decided they were going to take the children. The mother, Marie Nolenberg, went to hospital that night. She worked at the St. Francis Memorial Hospital in Peoria, Illinois. She took a drug overdose and killed herself. Folks, 11 children are now without a parent. That night, they put their clothes in the grocery bags and everything that they had, and the state took them out. The 3 youngest children, a 2-year-old, a 3-year-old, and a 5-year-old, the state decided to keep together as long as possible. So they started moving those 3 children together around from home to home to home. One night in one of the homes that they were in, the man in that home, in a fit of rage, started beating on the little, at this time, 3-year-old girl. And he beat the girl severely. A couple days later, while the family was at a park in the Illinois area, the gentleman went into an outhouse, and the 4-year-old and 6-year-old at this time lit the outhouse on fire to try to get rid of the man. He was not hurt. As the outhouse burned, he was able to get himself out. The state of Illinois, though, decided that that 6-year-old was out of control and needed to be separated from everybody else. So they started moving him then from home to home. That 6-year-old, even to this day, has never seen any of his brothers and sisters. Folks, that 6-year-old could tell you he knows what it feels like to sit on a curb waiting for the social worker to come and pick you up because the family just doesn't want you anymore. Folks, that 6-year-old went for the next 3 years in and out of homes until he found a home in Effingham, Illinois, called the Walkers. The Walkers opened their home up and said, "Mr. Walker," or Bill at that time, "Billy, we love you. We'll take you in." And about a year later, they adopted Billy Nolenberg and changed his name to Billy Walker. That is me. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much. Folks, those parents, the state of Illinois said, "Listen, this young man is out of control. You better put him on medicines and everything else to control him." However, a church family, they said, "No, we won't put him on medicines. We'll discipline him and we'll focus his energy. We'll try to train this young man." And they taught me, folks, to work hard and never quit. The reason I'm telling you this story, folks, is out of the 9,000 people that are here today, many of you probably have not done your will yet. You have not protected your family. Money is not near as important as family, folks. You better go get your will. And the second point I'd like to make it to you tonight is simply this here. To the world, you may be one person, but to just one person, you may be the world. Thank you.